I have books with me. Are you surprised? So, I am still working through All Things Bright and Beautiful by James Herriot. Not a lot to say about it. I've read some. I've read 7 chapters since we last talked. So, it's progress. And I am working through it. I'm trying to be consistent a little bit every day if I can. I started Catching Fire. I'm only 1 chapter in. And I did not realize how long it's been since I've read this. I'm already seeing characters I completely forgot existed. Gale's whole family is listed and I had no memory of that at all. And I think it's just been because I haven't read it in so long. I don't know why I thought I'd read this book recently, but I haven't. So I'm kind of excited to read it and see what else I missed, because clearly there was a lot. I know I've watched the movies fairly recently, so that's probably why it's in my head that I know the story so well. That will change. But yeah, there's characters in here and there's relationships that Katniss has with people that I was really surprised because I had forgotten about them. So, excited to see what else I missed. Isn't this a beautiful cover? I just took the dust cover off and it's so pretty without it. Very chic. Reading Catching Fire, reading All Things Bright and Beautiful. Not much else to say. That's what I'm working through. I've got to finish one of these before I start on the rest of my TBR, which I think all I have left is Titan's Curse. So I will see you guys later. Bye.
So I really don't have a whole lot to update you on. I've read I don't know how many chapters since we last talked, but I have read and I'm still enjoying the book. I will say that I'm absolutely loving Shallan's character still. Like, best character in the series so far. Maybe not the best character, but one of my favorite characters so far. I also really like her interactions with Tin and her interaction with Kaladin. Her first interaction with Kaladin. That was amazing and so unexpected, but it worked so well, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Other than that, I really don't have much to say, so I will talk to you guys next time.
Okay, I'm here to update y'all. I've been working through Catching Fire. I'm switching my focus from All Things Bright and Beautiful, which is a book I'm just going to be reading on the back burner. It's definitely one I want to do little bits at a time, and so I'm going to consistently read little bits. It may take me through July before I finish it, but I'm not disqualifying it. I'm not DQing it. I'm just taking it easy with that one. Catching Fire, I am working through. It's been a slow reading week. I'm doing some serious work on my story right now. And it's not necessarily putting words on page, but it's a lot of story building, plot working, character developing, and a lot of it's mental work, and it's taking time, and I've got other things going on, so my reading has gone down a lot. Something I've noticed about Catching Fire and Suzanne Collins' writing, I love her stories and I love her world, and I know I talked about this a little bit in an earlier video, but her writing style is interesting. There are parts of it that are really good. There's also sentences that I don't fully understand, and I'll stop and I'll think about it and I'll reread it, and it pulls me out of the story because I'm not getting what she's trying to express in that sentence. Or maybe I'm getting what she's trying to express, but the way she's wording it is confusing me. Anyhow, that's something I noticed. It doesn't detract from the story as a whole. It does distract from the story in the story right then. So yeah, that's something I've noticed. I am working through Catching Fire. I've only made it a couple more chapters in. Hopefully I'll make some good progress this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and I will get back to you guys soon.
Okay, so once again, my update is basically exactly the same as the last couple of times. I've read more of Words of Radiance, and I'm nearly halfway through the book. I've got, I don't know, 50 to 100 pages left before I'm halfway through the book. And again, I'm still really enjoying it, and that's about it. Kaladin and Shallan's interaction is amazing, and that's about all I have to say. This is going to be a pretty boring vlog on my part for these 2 weeks, but hopefully Kate's will be a little bit more interesting. We'll see.
This is my book, Catching Fire. I'm close to halfway through, not quite halfway through. As you can see, I've made progress since last time. I was only a couple chapters in. I think I'm remembering this center section a little bit better than I thought I would. So the first section I was very vague on. I didn't remember a lot of things about it. This one I'm starting to pick up on things. I'm anticipating plot points because I remember what's gonna happen next. So that's good. I think it's good when my memory works. So the plot points that I am anticipating are ones that I really like, things that really threw me for a loop the first time I read it that I didn't expect. So Catching Fire and all of the Hunger Games series, as I'm rereading, I'm noticing how intensely dark they are. The whole world is so darkly set up, and it's hard. And the thing that brings light to the story is her relationships with the people she loves. And I think that's a very powerful way to bring light into such a dark place, because even in the midst of this insane world that's really horrible, she still has people that she loves and people she cares about and wants to be around and wants to keep safe and protect. And the one problem I have, and it has to do with the whole Hunger Games is good, Hunger Games is not great type of conflict there, and that is she chose romance as that relationship. The relationship Suzanne Collins chooses almost feel like the easy way out. If she had chosen a family member or something related to family or friends to be her main theme, it could be really, really strong. And I feel like by choosing romance, she chose the easy one, because sure, throw some romance in there. It's really hard not to do because it's part of everyday life. Some people's everyday lives. And I'm so single. And I think that is part of why some people don't like this, because she did choose the easy way out and she did the romance really well, but it still is almost a little unrealistic to me, personally. And I think it doesn't, I don't know, I still love the story even though it's got flaws. That's part of what shows that the author is human. It has these main flaws and it's still a great book. So that is Late Night Thoughts with Kate. I'm gonna read some more. Bye.
So, midweek update. I am now 592 pages. I'm on chapter 44. I don't know where I was at last time. I usually only end up getting to read one chapter a day, which is terrible and causing really big issues with me getting through this book. But I'm absolutely loving it right now. We're learning more about the magic and or other aspects of the magic system, and it's super cool and super fun to read about, especially for me. That's basically that for Words of Radiance at this time. But remember how in our TBR video I said that there would be another book that I'd be adding to my TBR for this month? Well, I figured out what that was going to be, and that is The Hobbit by J.R. Tolkien. I'm super excited to reread this book. This will be my third or fourth reread. I think should be my fourth reread. So I'm super excited to reread this, and I get to read my absolutely beautiful hardcover edition. I love this book so much. I love both the book and this specific edition of it. Let's see if I can find an illustration. So there's one of Beorn's house, and it's just, I don't know, there's just something about the art style that I love so much. Let's see. So this is the river through Mirkwood, and I don't know, I just really love this book so much. So I'm super excited to be rereading The Hobbit this month. So I will, as soon as I finish Words of Radiance, which will hopefully not be taking as long as it currently is. Hopefully I'll be able to start picking up some speed on it. As soon as I finish Words of Radiance, I will be jumping right into The Hobbit, and then after The Hobbit, I'll be jumping into Catching Fire. So that's my update for today. I think I'll see you once more before this video goes up. So.
So, I finished Catching Fire, finally, and it was so enjoyable. I really do like it. However, I am realizing that there are a lot more flaws to Hunger Games than I caught the first time I read them through. And I still really like the book, even though they have the flaws. Talked a little bit about some of the flaws in an earlier update, so I'm not really going to get into that again. Just know that if you're trying to decide whether or not to read The Hunger Games, be aware that it's not a perfect book. And there's some flaws, and if that really bothers you, maybe not the book for you. But I like him personally. And I went ahead and started The Titan's Curse by Rick Riordan. This is the third book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, and it's the next one on my list, and it is also, it's a reread, I've read this before, and it's also the last book on my TBR for this month. So I'm 4 chapters in, which is about yay far, and I will hopefully be done with it shortly, and I can pick a new book to start on, which I'm really excited about because we had that giant book haul and I've got all these new books and I'm excited to jump into them. I'll see you guys next time.
Alright, so last update for this vlog, and I am now on chapter 56 of Words of Radiance. I don't have a whole lot more to talk about this time, but it's just, so I'm getting to the part where everything is so interesting, each chapter is so interesting that you don't want to put it down. The Shallan chapters are amazing. So, Pattern is by far my favorite Spren in the series, which so far we've only seen 2. I suspect we'll see more, but so far we've only seen 2. But I love Pattern so much. All the different things that Pattern can do is amazing. Shallan is also amazing. She's such a great character, and there's so much about this story. Yeah, it's just so cool to see how Brandon Sanderson writes this book. I'm actually really starting to like Adolin. His character, so I mean, I don't like, he's not like a great person, but his character is so interesting and so much fun to read the interactions between him and Shallan, and him and Kaladin. So Adolin is becoming a great character, and then seeing Kaladin come into his own a little bit more, starting to see his abilities and see what he can do. His exploration is really interesting. I love seeing the expansion of the magic system and how unique the magic system is in this world. I know a lot of people say that Brandon Sanderson doesn't have the most beautiful writing style, and that's true, but I do see here and there glimpses of how beautiful he really can write. Specifically in like the Words of Radiance chapter sections at the beginning of each chapter, it's very much more detailed, very much more beautiful and descriptive and everything in those little sections. He absolutely could be a beautiful writer if he wanted to be. I do like the simplicity that he writes with, but he could easily be a very beautiful writer if he decided he wanted to be. So I think that's really it for this vlog. I don't know, unfortunately I probably got easily a week left on this book, but hopefully less than that. We will see how it goes, and I'm excited to get reading The Hobbit again, but I've got to finish this first. I don't know, I've got 500 pages left in the book, but alright.